Hey there, future parents! Ready to swap those late-night parties for even later nights with a baby? Before you dive into the wonderful world of parenthood, let's make sure your mothership is shipshape. This video will guide you through the essential steps to prepare for the healthiest pregnancy possible, so you can start your family journey on the right foot. So, you've made the decision to start a family. That's a great and exciting first step. But before sperm meets egg to create the baby of your dreams, take this preconception opportunity to prepare for the healthiest pregnancy and baby possible. The next steps outlined in this video will help you get into tip-top baby-making shape, give you a leg up on conception, and get you to the pregnancy starting gate with all systems go. If you don't get pregnant right away, relax and keep trying. And don't forget to keep having fun while you're trying. So, are you ready to board that cute little passenger on the mothership? Here are some preconception steps you can take to make sure that ship is in shape. Get a preconception checkup. You don't have to choose a prenatal practitioner yet, but it would be a good idea to see your regular gynecologist or internist for a thorough physical. An exam will pick up any medical problems that need to be corrected beforehand, or that will need to be monitored during pregnancy. Plus, your doctor will be able to steer you away from medications that are preconception no-nos, make sure your immunizations are up to date, and talk to you about your weight, your diet, your drinking, and other lifestyle habits, and similar preconception issues. Start looking for a prenatal practitioner. Yes, it's easier to start looking for an obstetrician now, when the pregnancy meter is not already running, than when that first prenatal checkup is hanging over your head. Ask around, scout around, and take your time in picking the practitioner who's right for you. After that, schedule an interview and a pre-pregnancy exam. Smile for the dentist. A visit to the dentist before you get pregnant is almost as important as a visit to the doctor. That's because your future pregnancy can affect your mouth, and your mouth can possibly affect your future pregnancy. Pregnancy hormones can actually aggravate gum and tooth problems, making a mess of a mouth that's not well taken care of to begin with. So, before you get busy making a baby, get busy getting your mouth into shape. Check your family tree. Get the scoop on the health history on both sides of the family tree. It's especially important to find out if there's a history of any medical issues and genetic or chromosomal disorders such as Down syndrome, Tay-Sachs disease, sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, or Fragile X syndrome. Get tested. All pregnant women are routinely tested for all STDs, including syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes, HPV, and HIV. Having these tests before conception is even better. Even if you're sure you couldn't have an STD, ask to be tested, just to be on the safe side. Get treated. If any test turns up a condition that requires treatment, make sure you take care of it before trying to conceive. Also, consider attending to minor elective surgery and anything else medical, major or minor, that you've been putting off. Now is the time, too, to be treated for any gynecological conditions that might interfere with fertility or pregnancy. These conditions may include uterine polyps, fibroids, cysts or benign tumors, recurrent urinary tract infections, or other infections, such as bacterial vaginosis. Get chronic illnesses under control. If you have diabetes, asthma, a heart condition, epilepsy, or any other chronic illness, be sure you have your doctor's okay to become pregnant. Your condition is under control before you conceive, and you start taking optimum care of yourself now. If you need allergy shots, take care of them now. Get ready to toss your birth control. If you're using birth control pills, the vaginal ring, the patch, or diaphragm, talk your game plan over with your practitioner. Some recommend holding off on baby-making efforts for several months after quitting hormonal birth control, if possible, to allow your reproductive system to go through at least 2 normal cycles. Simply use condoms while you're waiting. Be aware that it may take a few months or even longer for your cycles to become normal and for you to begin ovulating again. Improve your diet. You may not be eating for 2 yet, but it's never too early to start eating well for the baby you're planning to make. Most important is to make sure you're getting your folic acid. Not only does getting enough folic acid appear to boost fertility, but studies show that adequate intake of this vitamin in a woman's diet before she conceives and early in her pregnancy can dramatically reduce the risk of neural tube defects and preterm birth. Folic acid is found naturally in whole grains and green leafy vegetables, and by law, it is also added to most refined grains. But taking a prenatal supplement containing at least 400 mcg of folic acid is also recommended. It's also a good idea to start cutting back on junk food and high-fat foods and begin increasing whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and low-fat dairy products, which are important for bone strength. If you have any dietary habits that wouldn't be healthy during pregnancy, such as periodic fasting, if you suffer or have suffered from an eating disorder, such as anorexia nervosa or bulimia, or are on a special diet, like vegan, macrobiotic, diabetic, or any other, talk to your practitioner. The love connection. Now is the time to ask yourself one very important question. What does your love connection look like? As you strive to form that perfect union of sperm and egg, are you neglecting the other significant union in your lives? When expanding your twosome becomes your #1 priority, when sex becomes functional instead of recreational, when it's less about getting it on than getting it done, relationships can sometimes show the strain. But it doesn't have to. In fact, you can keep it healthier than ever. Here are some tips to stay emotionally connected while you're trying to conceive. Get out. Many moms will tell you that now is the time for you and your spouse to get out of town, or at least out of the house. Once a baby is on board, your days, as well as nights, of picking up and taking off will be numbered. So take that mini vacation you've been saving up for, or that second honeymoon. No time for a vacation? Try something new on the weekends, preferably something that you won't be able to do once conception cramps your lifestyle. Slip off to a nearby nature spot and make a picnic. Catch a late-night movie, or just linger over dinner at your favorite restaurant. Rev up the romance. Pee on a stick ovulation tests, and the pressure to perform can make sex seem too much like hard work. So bring fun back into the bedroom. Turn up the heat with a sexy little nightie, a steamy movie, a sex toy or two, a round of strip poker or nude twister, a new position, a new location. Maybe even serve yourself up on the dining table. If adventurous isn't in your comfort zone, ratchet up the romance with a moonlight stroll, dinner by candlelight, or cuddling in front of the fireplace. Stay on the same page. Worried that your spouse is more interested in charting the stock market than helping you chart your basal body temperature? Go easy on him. Just because he's not obsessing over ovulation doesn't mean he's not as eager as you are. To stay on the same page, work on communication. You'll both feel better knowing you're in this together, even if you're approaching it differently. Next point is, take a prenatal vitamin. Even if you're eating plenty of foods high in folic acid, it's still recommended that you take a pregnancy supplement containing 400 mcg of the vitamin, preferably beginning 2 months before you try to conceive. Research indicates that women who take a daily multivitamin containing at least 10 milligrams of vitamin B6 before becoming pregnant or during the first weeks of pregnancy experience fewer episodes of vomiting and nausea during pregnancy. The supplement should also contain zinc, which may improve fertility. However, stop taking other nutritional supplements before conceiving, since excesses of certain nutrients can be hazardous. Get your weight in check. Being overweight or very underweight not only reduces the chances of conception, but if you do conceive, weight problems can increase the risk of pregnancy complications. So add or cut calories in the preconception period as needed. If you're trying to lose weight, be sure to do so slowly and sensibly, even if it means putting off conception for another couple of months. Strenuous or nutritionally unbalanced dieting can make conception elusive and can result in a nutritional deficit, which probably isn't the best way to start your pregnancy. If you've been extreme dieting recently, start eating normally and give your body a few months to get back into balance before you try to conceive. Shape up, but keep cool. A good exercise program can put you on the right track for conception. Plus, it will tone and strengthen your muscles in preparation for the challenging tasks of carrying and delivering your baby-to-be. It will also help you take off excess weight. Don't overdo that good thing, though, because excessive exercise can interfere with ovulation. And if you don't ovulate, you can't conceive. Also, keep your cool during workouts. Prolonged increases in body temperature can interfere with conception. For that reason, avoid hot tubs, saunas, and direct exposure to heating pads and electric blankets. Check your medicine cabinet. Some medications are considered unsafe for use during pregnancy. If you're currently taking any medications, ask your practitioner about their safety during preconception and pregnancy. If you need to switch a regular medication that isn't safe to a substitute that is, now's the time to do it. Herbal or other alternative medications shouldn't necessarily move front and center in your medicine cabinet either. Herbs are natural, but natural doesn't automatically signal safe. What's more, some popular herbs, such as echinacea, ginkgo biloba, or St. John's wort, can interfere with conception. Do not take any such products or supplements without the approval of a doctor familiar with herbals and alternative medicines and their potential effect on conception and pregnancy. Lastly, cut back on caffeine. There's no need to drop that latte or switch to decaf if you're planning on becoming pregnant or even once you become pregnant. Most experts believe that up to 2 cups of coffee a day is fine. If your habit involves more than that, though, it would be smart to start moderating. Some studies have linked too much of the caffeine to lowered fertility. And there you have it, your ultimate checklist for conception. Remember, this journey is all about timing, preparation, and a sprinkle of patience. Just like waiting for your most favorite pizza delivery, it's worth the wait, right? If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you're ready to dive deeper into the world of pregnancy, don't forget to subscribe to 9 Months and Beyond for more tips, advice, and a dash of humor along the way. Got questions or stories about your own journey? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep that positivity flowing and may your journey to parenthood start smooth and joyful. See you next time.